From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
I'm Jonathan Ambarian in Missoula. I'll introduce you to the owner of this business and the role that she's played in the ongoing debate over the app TikTok.
Pro-Palestinian student rallies spread to campuses from coast to coast. I'm Jared Hill outside of Columbia University in New York with the demands here and the concerns for safety.
And would you be willing to eat good food for a good cause? Well, it sounds too good to be true, and there isn't even a catch. We'll show you where and when and how to help. Alrighty, we are coming up on 6 o'clock on this Wednesday morning. Jade McDonald and Matt Elwell with you, bright and early with that bright moonlight still guiding our way throughout the day.
It's, and this week is just clipping by in a hurry.
It's already Wednesday.
It feels like it's never nighttime because the moon has been so bright.
Daytime all the time.
That's right. Morning temperatures are starting to cool down just a touch. This is the pretty typical time for us to see the cooler temperatures abound. Right now 29 in Belgrade, 25 in Butte, 29 in Whitehall. We are definitely on the cooler side across the state. Coming up in Maine weather, I'll show you where other locations are warming up. Looks like today we're seeing a little extra cloud cover trying to move across the area. It's going to be a nice day. It's going to be warm, in fact, mid to upper 60s to low 70s in Bozeman, mid 60s in Butte. Fantastic to spend some time outdoors. You better do it quick. Temperatures are changing and weather patterns changing. We'll talk more about that in just a few.
All right, thank you very much, Matt. Now, what court said Montana couldn't do, the U.S. Senate is about to approve. That's going to be legislation that would force the app TikTok to be sold or face a nationwide ban. That appears to be on course to clear the Senate by today. MTN senior political reporter Jonathan Ambarian spoke to a Montana business owner who became one of the lead plaintiffs in a lawsuit against the state's TikTok ban last year.
This is Gemini Mountain Swimwear in Missoula. Owner Samantha Ilario says social media has been a big part of promoting her business. Getting on TikTok a few years ago has brought her some viral attention and some new customers, and now it's gotten her involved with the nationwide debate about the app. Ilario started Gemini in 2015.
We make sustainable swimwear designed for women, but most notably mountain women, to help them feel more comfortable, confident, and like a one-of-a-kind. 100% of the production is done here in Missoula, Montana.
In 2019, she started posting to TikTok, and she says the impact on her business was obvious.
I mean, you could just get millions of views, hundreds of thousands of views. I mean, I went viral a couple of times in 2020. And so that's where I got, 20,000 followers. That's what's so beautiful about their algorithm is that anything has a chance of going viral.
But in 2023, Ilario heard the Montana legislature was considering a bill to ban the app within the state.
I do not think that they're taking into account the economical value that holds this app for a lot of the small businesses, for a lot of content creators, for a lot of single moms out there.
She says she reached out to elected leaders to advocate against a ban. Then once it was signed into law, she was one of 5 Montana-based content creators who filed a federal lawsuit. A district court judge blocked enforcement of the law, though the state has appealed. Supporters of Montana's TikTok ban and the federal legislation have cited concerns that the Chinese government could access user data through its parent company headquartered in China. TikTok has repeatedly denied those accusations. The latest federal bill would give the company up to a year to sell the app. Otherwise, TikTok could be banned from U.S. app stores. Ilario says she sees the concerns about data security as fear-mongering.
I'm all about data privacy, but if we actually care about data privacy, then we should be creating laws that are monitoring every app's, what they do with our data, not just TikTok.
She says losing that platform would be a blow to businesses like hers.
Social media allows me to sell outside of my state, allows me to have a year-round business selling bikinis. I can't do that without social media. So for the state and for the country to be taking that away, they're literally taking away money from the economy.
The next step in the case on Montana's TikTok ban will be consideration in the federal Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. In Missoula, Jonathan Ambarian, MTN News.
And this morning, Columbia University is giving students protesting for Palestinians a new deadline to remove their encampment from school grounds. The directive comes just over a week since the protests began, along with reports of escalating tensions with Jewish students. As CBS's Jared Hill reports, the actions have sparked movement at campuses across the country.
Overnight, dozens of tents cover the lawn at Columbia University as a midnight deadline to pack up passed with no action. The protests here started with students looking for the school to sever all ties with Israel following the country's bombardment of Gaza after Hamas's October 7th attack. Now they've sparked demonstrations on college campuses coast to coast.
There are millions of Palestinians within Gaza who are sleeping out in the cold every single night without access to food, without access to shelter.
At New York University, plywood barricades were installed around a campus plaza yesterday after unruly protests Monday night. More than 100 people were arrested. Students here at Columbia say the main push is for more financial transparency and a change to how the school's money is invested.
I think that it's time to divest from those weapons manufacturing and re-divest them into other important things.
A similar sentiment from Jewish protesters near the Brooklyn home of Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer.
What I don't understand is why we keep sending money for genocide.
Tensions on campuses have led to concerns about harassment and safety for the school's Jewish communities.
A person was yelling at me, screaming at me, calling me a Zionist and a murderer.
Amid unrest and with graduation just weeks away, Columbia announced it'll offer online classes for the rest of the year. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
And House Speaker Mike Johnson's office announced he'll meet with Jewish students at Columbia University later this afternoon. And Lieutenant Commander Lou Conter was the last person alive who served aboard the USS Arizona battleship, which sank on December 7th, 1941 in the attack on Pearl Harbor. Conter was remembered for his service and bravery at his funeral yesterday. Ashley Sharp has the story.
Full military honors for the man who was the last living survivor of the USS Arizona, which sank during the attack on Pearl Harbor. Lieutenant Commander Lou Conter, now in his final resting place in Grass Valley, California. Earlier Tuesday, a funeral procession at St. Patrick Cathedral as people paused to remember.
It's a reminder to the younger people that people have lost their lives and done great things to keep our country going.
A life defined by dedicated military service for years after Pearl Harbor.
They went over as young boys and came back as old men for what they saw.
Kathleen Farley knew Lou Conter well. She's part of the group Sons and Daughters of Pearl Harbor Survivors. Her own father was aboard the USS California.
So now I have 19 survivors left. Out of 87,000 that were there on Oahu on December 7th, 41, I'm down to 19.
So few, as another is lost from the greatest generation. With the folding of this flag and the honoring of one man, it's a salute to all that have and will answer the call to serve. Ashley Sharp, CBS News, Grass Valley, California.
And shortly after the attack on Pearl Harbor, Conter was picked up to go to flight training and to become a Navy aviator. Conter flew approximately 200 combat missions in the Pacific during World War II. Conter was 102 years old when he died earlier this month. The greatest generation. Nothing rings more true. Now, a little bit closer to home, advocates have filed another lawsuit against a new Montana law that they say would divert money from public schools to private entities. Disability Rights Montana and the Montana Quality Education Coalition filed suit over House Bill 393, which sets up education savings accounts for students with special needs. The students' families can use that money for a wide variety of educational expenses. Supporters say it would provide more flexibility for these students, but those suing say the law could lead to significant reductions in school districts' general funds. They argue it violates the Montana Constitution's guarantee of an equal and quality public education to all students and gives public money to private vendors without sufficient oversight. And the Montana Department of Fish, Wildlife and Parks has formed a citizen advisory committee to examine issues around management of mule deer. 16 members were selected from a pool of 100 applicants. FWP says members were selected based on their familiarity with issues involved and their willingness to work with a team and represent each FWP region. Their input will help guide a new management plan for the species in time to inform the 2026-27 hunting season setting process. The co-committee will meet twice before June 15th, and their work is expected to be completed by June 30th. Both meetings will be multi-day, with the first meeting scheduled for May 6th through the 8th. These meetings will be open to the public via Zoom. And in the heart of Harleton, a new bakery has opened, and from the outside, it looks like a typical business. But this one is owned by a 17-year-old girl. Now, you may think, how does she have the time to run a business and go to high school? Well, she's already taken care of the school part, graduating at just 16. MTN's Haley Monaco takes us inside Chloe's kitchen.
Most teens are still trying to figure out their lives, but not one girl in Harleton, as she's already a business owner.
I'm a foodie, you know, I just love food and making it.
With some flour, sugar, and dedication, Chloe's Kitchen came to be.
My mom's chocolate chip cookies really started it for me when I was a little kid.
With a wide variety of delicious sweet treats, the 17-year-old who bakes them all and owns the shop might just be the most impressive part.
We're open all day selling everything, and then I'm here until like 9 or 10 usually baking, and then come back here at 5 in the morning to get ready to sell.
Chloe Cutting graduated high school a year early and took the opportunity to jump headfirst into baking.
I've always had an idea that I wanted to have my own business, but it was around last year that I thought I could start baking and see if it would turn into something good like this.
She opened earlier this month in the heart of Harleton, and business is already booming.
She works really hard at what she does.
Chloe's mom, Megan, is right there by her side at the bakery.
I just do whatever she needs help with.
A helping hand that Chloe says she couldn't have done any of this without.
I just really appreciate my family for helping me.
Whether it's sweet treats or their daily lunch special, you'll be sure to leave Chloe's Kitchen with a full belly and happy heart.
She loves to see everybody happy. That's why she's here doing this, because she likes to make everyone smile.
In Harleton, Haley Monaco, MTN News.
Thank you very much, Haley. Now, a Bozeman High School senior is turning his final project into a fundraiser. MTN's Kristen Merkel speaks to Lucas Hutchinson about raising money for the Alzheimer's Association in a tasty way.
A Bozeman High student is taking his senior project to the next level by giving you a taste of how to support the Alzheimer's Association right here at Urban Kitchen.
I've been doing stuff for the Alzheimer's Association since I was a kid.
Wednesday, senior Lucas Hutchison is hosting a dinner with wine pairings at Urban Kitchen to help benefit the Alzheimer's Association Montana chapter.
It's going to be a 5-course wine dinner just to raise money for the Alzheimer's Association. I'm also doing a silent auction during the event just based up of prizes donated by the community that I've gone around and collected.
Hutchison's passion for Alzheimer's research comes from his father, Keith Hutchison, who is a professor at Montana State, researching topics including the cognitive effects of aging and Alzheimer's disease.
But my dad's been in the field doing research for a long time, and I think that's been a huge part of why I do it.
He says setting up an event like this doesn't come without challenges.
I'm really excited though. I'm really looking forward to it. It's just stressful. We still don't have all of our tickets sold. Still waiting on like 5 more.
To help fill these last 5 spots, you can call Urban Kitchen and make a reservation for the Alzheimer's dinner at 5:30 on Wednesday. In Bozeman, Kristen Merkel, MTN News.
I love that. What started as just a school project and now has real ripple effects.
I love the passion and creating some awareness.
I do too. I think it's a great thing. Now, before we head into a break, I want to introduce you to a prehistoric patriot, I would say. We are going down to Florida, where we are at the MacDill Air Force Base, where, well, we have a toothy airman that maybe his skills would be better used elsewhere.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way. Newest recruit to the Air Force, I didn't know, had 4 legs and a spiky tail.
I'd say drop him behind enemy lines.
I think so. Look at that action. Look at that head whip.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't want to tackle that thing.
This is actually fairly entertaining to watch. I don't know. I've never had to deal with an alligator or crocodile or anything like that. So.
No. Sometimes my dog Jack gives me a little bit of sass, but nothing like this.
Like that.
No, this is a 10-foot alligator, people. But they were able to relocate the new airman, maybe to a better location.
A more appropriate location.
Maybe in a swamp or something nearby.
Better a swamp than a tarmac.
Yeah, I think so. Not as many delays in the swamp if he's over there. Now, we're going to take a short break here on Montana This Morning. But when we come back, a Wyoming man is under fire after bringing an injured wolf into a bar in Daniel, Wyoming. Our Haley Monaco has the latest details, but we want to warn you that some of the images and videos may be disturbing to some viewers.